Hi there, this is Sean, the Honest Book Reviewer. In this video, I want to talk about some books that I recently bought at a second-hand bookstore. And I went there specifically because I wanted to buy some new Star Trek books there. Well, not new books, but new to me. But while I was buying Star Trek books, I grabbed a couple of Voyager books that I haven't got, and some Next Gen books. And then I was going to get some Deep Space Nine books as well. But then something else caught my eye, and I ended up putting the Deep Space Nine books back and grabbing different books. And that's what I'm like sometimes. Sometimes different books grab my eye and I must read them. And that's why my reading list gets so confused sometimes. Books find their way to the top of the list and suddenly they get toppled down towards the end because other books pop up that I do want to read. And that's what happened to me in the bookstore. But anyway, let's go and have a look at the books that I bought at this bookstore. Here's the two Voyager books that I bought. And I already have some Voyager books on my shelf yet to read. And at the start of this year, I read a series that was just post-Voyager. So post the action from the TV shows, that storyline from the TV shows. And that was a great series. I think it might have been about 9 or 10 books, just over that, in that series. And it was great to see those characters a few years after Voyager. And I'm looking forward to reading these two books and also the other Voyager books that I have on my shelf. So I bought quite a few Star Trek Next Gen books at the second-hand bookstore. And I won't go through each of them, but here's just some. So I do like Star Trek Next Gen. I like a lot of the characters. I like Data quite a lot. I do like the Captain, and I like Deanna Troi. I'm not too keen on number one in the show, but the other characters I think are really great, and I'm looking forward to reading many more books in this universe. I've only read a few so far, but I'm trying to get my hands on as many Star Trek books as I can. I'll just go through a few more. Reunion. Metamorphosis. Imzadi. And this one as well. And there are a few others that I haven't shown in this video, but I think I bought maybe 11 Star Trek books in total when I went to the bookstore this time. And there are plenty more there that I do want to buy. But I've just got to pace myself because how many can you buy at once? If I wanted to buy all the books that I wanted at that second-hand bookstore, I'd probably bankrupt myself. So I mentioned other books that I noticed at the bookstore that tore me away from those Star Trek Deep Space Nine books that I wanted to buy. And I'll have to go back and get those Star Trek Deep Space Nine books. And there are quite a few Star Trek original series also that I want to get from that store. The books that I saw were Forgotten Realms books. And they had quite a few there, many more than I bought. I bought 9 in total from the bookstore this time. There are many, many more there. And bear in mind, this is a second-hand bookstore, thankfully. So it's much cheaper than buying books when they're new. But there were so many Forgotten Realms books there, and I wanted to get them all. But I couldn't, so I had to just limit myself to what I want because I didn't want to go overboard. So I bought 3 trilogies, because I thought, well, why not buy 3 complete trilogies and enjoy those? Here's the first one. So it's called the Avatar Trilogy, and all 3 books. So Shadowdale, Tantris, and Waterdeep. And I'm looking forward to reading these 3 books very much. I think the Forgotten Realms world is so complex and maybe a lot of people don't get into it that much. I'm not sure if a lot of people read Forgotten Realms anymore, but I find things like Forgotten Realms and Dragonlance, all those type of things are really great reads. The second trilogy that I bought on Forgotten Realms is the Druid Home Trilogy. So here's the first one. Prophet of Moonshoe. I do love the covers on these Forgotten Realms books. I think the covers are quite special. The second book is The Coral Kingdom. And the third book is The Druid Queen. And again, I'm looking forward to reading this trilogy very much as well. And I can't wait to get right into Forgotten Realms in much more detail. The third set of books I bought from the Forgotten Realms world are Shadow of the Avatar books. Here's book 1, Shadows of Doom. A great cover. I think this cover is so engaging and so enticing. Book 2 is Cloak of Shadows. Again, a really great cover. And book 3 is All Shadows Fled. I do like this cover as well, not as much as the first two in the set, but all these Forgotten Realms books just sound so interesting, and the world is so inviting and so enticing. But as I've said, I don't know how high I can lift them up in my reading list. There are so many other books I have to read, and there are other fantasy books as well that are up higher than Forgotten Realms for me at the moment. So it's very much a balancing act at the moment in my reading list. I've got just too many books to balance at the same time. I've got other series that are ongoing in different genres, and I don't know how many series I really can have going at the same time. You know, it's not really manageable to have too many series going at once, because I want to keep track of everything that goes on in those series, and too many series going at once would be just too difficult. You know, I'm only human, so I will put Forgotten Realms on my channel when I do read them. I'm not sure how quickly I'll get around to them, but keep an eye out because they will appear eventually. So there you have the books that I bought from the secondhand bookstore recently. I'll keep going back to that secondhand bookstore every now and then because it's my favourite secondhand bookstore I've ever found. The owners are wonderful, and they have another person there helping them, I think, at the moment, and it was wonderful to talk to that person as well about Star Wars and Star Trek and some other books and universes. It was great to have that communication and that dialogue going with somebody who works in a secondhand bookstore and loves some of the same genres that I like to read and some of the same universes I like to explore. It just makes you want to go back into that store more and more and buy more and more, because the people who work there are just really, really welcoming, and they're really engaging, and they really talk to their customers and really engage with their customers. And I think if more bookstores were like that, more people would go and buy books. That's my opinion anyway. On my channel, I do review books from all different genres. If any of the books in this video interest you, check out my channel and subscribe so you don't miss out on the videos when they become available on my book reviews. I'm sure you'll find something else you like on my channel as well.